On deck, we got Fabio Danino. But coming to the stage, give it up for Logan Miles!
Oh, thanks. This is not gonna be well. Oh man, so how's everybody doing out there? Right on. Oh, so Wub mentioned Michael Jackson and those kids and stuff. This is something I'm very passionate about, man. I'm like, we're talking about fucking kids. Okay, deal me in on this argument. So, that actually did not sound as well. But, you know, now that OJ's out, everyone's like, did you see that interview, you know, where he practically confessed to it? So then now we're all talking about all these celebrities who've done alleged crimes. Are they guilty? Are they not guilty? I actually don't think Michael Jackson fucked those kids. Really. Like, I'll defend it. And here's my logic. Do you really look at Michael Jackson and see him as a top? He's a bottom. Those kids fucked him. Jesus. I mean, that's why they were all like muscular, you know, like sitting in court, you know, the kids with a 6-pack of abs and just jacked. Like, is this a fucking Olympia or something? So, something weird happened. Well, it has been happening the past couple days. Every time I wake up in the morning and I go to the restroom and I go to take a shit, I open my phone and I scroll through Twitter, and another school shooting happened. I'm starting to feel like they're related, like this is somehow the shittiest premise for a Goosebumps novel. The boy whose ass caused mass shootings everywhere. But like I was like, I'll just leave the phone in my bedroom and just read like Drano or something while I take a shit. I can't handle it. Anyway, speaking of mass shootings, isn't it a little surprising how few mass shootings have taken place at a Target? You know, hence the name. You know, you assume there'd be one there like every day. You know, Bullseye. It's right there on the wall, on the fucking building and stuff. I don't know. So I've been thinking a lot about death this week. I got an eye exam for new context. We can all relate. Death is just an elephant in the room for us, I guess. But I was getting an eye exam and my eye doctor, like right when he started looking at my eyes, he put on this weird diagram that says, has anyone ever told you that your eyes are a little weird? No, never. Never has it fucking crossed my mind. And he says, you see, your eyes have something that's kind of like a cataract. And I immediately like, what the fuck is this? He says, well, it's like a cataract, but it's not bad. I'm like, why the fuck would you word it that way, doc? So yeah, I need a new eye doctor. I'll take any recommendations after the show. Speaking of death, so I like watching YouTube videos. You guys like watching YouTube videos and shit, like science videos about black holes and aliens and great filters and all that shit. And I was watching one about gamma ray bursts. You guys know what gamma ray bursts are? It's when two neutron stars collide and it shoots a laser of gamma radiation across the galaxy and it vaporizes pretty much anything in its path. There's more energy in a gamma ray burst in that instant than our sun will emit in its entire lifetime. So they're the most powerful events in the galaxy. They happen all the time. They shoot off in random directions all across the universe. And they said that if one were to take place within a couple light years of us, and if it was aimed at the solar system, we would be vaporized instantly, and we wouldn't even know it's coming. That's good to know. You know, it's not like I already have 20 fucking things keeping me awake at night. I'll just throw that right on top of the pile. You know, oh wow, we could just die at any moment. That's terrific. You know? So, a friend of mine got into a car accident, and keeping on the theme of death tonight. So a friend of mine got into a car accident, and my mom is very good friends with his mother, and they were having a conversation, and his mother said, his grandmother was in the car with him. His grandmother died a couple years ago, but he was like, her spirit was there. Her spirit protected him. I feel that. can feel that because you get those feelings and all that. And so overhearing that, I'm like, is that an expectation of me when I die? Like, am I supposed to ditch the party with David Bowie and Prince to come and bail out my fucking shitty kids and stuff like that? Oh, sorry guys, my kids are drinking and driving. I gotta go and save them. Like, I'm gonna put this in when I die, there's no Patrick Swayze, pennies and shit with Whoopi Goldberg. When I die, I'm fucking off, okay? I'm not gonna be fucking around here at all. But that makes me just getting thinking about it. There's a lot of weird things that we do when we think about death, Like, why do we mythologize people? A couple years ago, I was at a funeral in San Francisco. Did I get the light?
No.
Okay, sweet.
You got
so
2.5 minutes.
Sweet. Okay, thank you. So a couple years ago, I was in San Francisco at a funeral for a friend of a friend's kind of like father who wasn't really a good person. He kind of got a couple. How do I say this in a nice way? You know what? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Because at the funeral, he was an amazing, nice guy. He did all these. He was, he loved people in their own special way. When the guy, beat his wife and got addicted to drugs and was in jail and out of jail and stuff like that. Every funeral, everyone is like the best person. Why can't we just be honest and go, Greg died. Greg was an asshole. Fuck Greg. Just like, why do we have to constantly just be like, oh, he had such an amazing personality. It's so, the world will miss Greg. Anyway, so I found one of the problems of what I do is that I view the world through the lens of dating too much. Basically, whenever I see someone getting into like an accident, I always go, it's not gonna fare well for his dating life, Man, in the news, fire, burned 60% all over his body. I'm like, fucking dating's gonna suck after that. Jesus. That's how I think of that in terms of everything, Like, I was reading an article last week about a girl who was addicted to crystal meth who gouged her own eyes out. And the things that they'll print nowadays is pretty fucking amazing. And the first thing I think of is, how do you explain that? I mean, she was going through like a psychotic episode, she ripped her eyes out. But it's like, when you're on a Tinder date, it's gonna come up, I mean, if you don't mind, how did you lose your sight? Oh, I just ripped them out myself last year, that old thing, I mean, you gotta come up with some sort of story or something. Like, these YouTube makeup tutorials are just getting fucking out of control, man. Jesus, Anyway, it actually has a good ending. This girl who was on drugs and now she's clean now and she's like a public speaker and she's going around to high schools and telling everyone the perils of ripping out your own fucking eyeballs. So anyway, it is a good story and she's doing all that good work and stuff. But that's it for me, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. Give it up for your host, Nick Bradfield, guys. Thank you.
Give it up for Logan Miles one more time. We perked up a little too quickly when Bob was talking about kid fucking. All right. On deck, I'm very curious. We have Carlos Escobar.
Hey.
Hello. Any relation